The Canadian Agri-Food Policy Institute is driving bold policy solutions for a resilient Canadian agri-food system and building a stronger future for Canadian agriculture. Visit capi-icpa.com to discover how.
I'm Amber Bell, and this is Real Agriculture, here today at Alberta Canola Engagement Meeting in Stony Plain, and getting the chance to catch up with Bijon Brown, who's a senior policy analyst with Alberta Canola. Welcome, Bijon. It's great to see you.
Hi, Amber. Thanks for having me today.
So we're going to be talking right to repair. Now, this is something that you have been lobbying the government around, right?
Yes. So this was actually born out of federal legislation, Bill C-294 and Bill C-244, which is the right to repair and interoperability bills. That was passed at the federal level. And so one of the things is that it enables provinces to now have their own legislation for right to repair. But for a farmer, what does that mean? It means that they should be able to have the ability to access diagnostic information about their farm equipment when it goes down. And so one of the things is that we've been trying to get this message out to our province in Alberta here. And we did that in our recent Alberta Canola Lobby Day meetings. And it was well received from the politicians that we did have a meeting with. We are hoping out of that we will see some amendments to the Farm Implement Act.
What does the Farm Implement Act currently look like?
Well, so the Farm Implement and Dealership Act in Alberta really stipulates the roles and responsibilities of dealerships vis-a-vis their obligations to farmers or their customers. Right now, as it stands, there's no direct implications for diagnostic information, and so that is something that we want to have farmers get access to. This will no doubt affect the bottom line of farmers. Costs are only going up, and so having the farmer have a timely, reliable access to that information not only can reduce the cost of having a service technician come out to diagnose, then go back home, and then come back out again to make the necessary repairs. What we're asking of the government is to make these changes so that they can have timely repairs. Time is money, and farmers are losing a lot of time in the field, and that could mean the quality of their grain, the tonnage of their harvest, the yield, and that ultimately means less money.
Right, and when we break it down, we were speaking earlier, and you mentioned what it would actually look like on the ground. So let's say being able to check your own error codes.
Yes.
Speak into that a little bit.
So what we're looking at is that there are various things that could happen to your farm equipment. We're not asking that farmers have the right to go in and make adjustments or change things to their machinery that would void their warranty. That's not the extent to what we're asking for. What we're asking for is to understand what these different error codes are, and so that they can then communicate with their dealership to say, hey, we need this tool or we need this part, and then have that technician come out. So instead of that being 2 trips to the farm, that's only 1 trip. It could be the case where we're looking at the technicians that have the ability to make repairs, but they're not necessarily tied to the said dealership. They can also come out and make timely repairs once they're licensed as a technician who can make that repair. And so that's some of the things that we're looking for: more flexibility, more things to have farm equipment be operational when they need to be operational.
What does the process look like going forward in order to make changes on this policy?
So right now, the government has opened up a consultation through Service Alberta and rate tape reduction. And so one of the things we're looking at is we engage with them, but they have not quite understood just yet the implications of that for agricultural equipment. Right now they're looking at consumer electronics, consumer goods and services, and how to protect general consumers and give them their right to repair. but that conversation has to be had across ministries, and so that's one of the things that we've been pushing for through our Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation. We do have the Farm Implement and Leadership Act, and that can definitely move the needle for making some amendments, and that might be where those amendments may be housed, but it's ultimately up to the government to decide on that.
That's terrific. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time. That was Bijon Brown on Real Agriculture.
Well, thank you so much, Amber.